So Miss Angeli?
Your question is quite long. So listen carefully. Economists say that increasing the minimum wage would eventually increase inflation. How do you think the government should address the challenge for minimum wage earners, considering that prices of oil and basic necessities continue to rise? Again, economists say that increasing the minimum wage would eventually increase inflation. How do you think the government should address the challenge for minimum wage earners, considering that prices of oil and other basic necessities are all going up?
In this time of uncertainty and affliction, we are experiencing some trials and challenges in life. And this issue is one of those things that we should focus on. And I believe that the government are always doing their best to help our economy rise. And I've always believed that with their collective efforts and their constituents, the beauty and the economy of our country will always be here to stay. Thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you so much. Now let's move on to Miss Puerto Princesa City. Please speak your question.
And hand it to Norman.
This is the question. Are you satisfied with the current educational system of the Philippines? What do you think should be changed? If none, why? Are you satisfied with the current educational system of the Philippines? What do you think should be changed? If none, why?
Thank you. Good evening again, everyone. Regarding that, I think that the education system in the Philippines still needs a lot of work because there are still students who aren't able to provide the necessary equipments to study efficiently, and aside from that, there are still lots of schools that haven't had their classrooms, and some of them are really unreachable. With that, I would like to say that providing and sustaining education to create this generation's future leaders is something that they should focus on. Because after all, as Gato Sarizal once said, kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Puerto Princesa City.
Now let's proceed to the next. And she is Miss Coron.
One of the crowd favorites.
Yes, you can hear that right now. Hello, Miss Coron. All right, so she introduced herself to me. She said, we have the same name, Angeli. So Angeli somehow may be born to be beauty queen. So, you know. So now, please speak your question.
And please hand it over to Angeli.
Katokayo, as they call it. All right, Ms. Coron, your question is, what specific program of the government should be commended and sustained to achieve a balance between development and protecting the environment? Again, what specific program of the government should be commended and sustained to achieve a balance between development and protecting the environment?
Well, I strongly believe that the tourism office is one of the important offices in the government because Palawan is known to be one of the wonderful destinations by tourists, and especially Coron and also all the other municipalities. And I strongly believe that with this tourism office, we will be able to collab with the other organizations based on Tupataha organization as well, because we will be able to maintain our environment. And with that said, I would like to collaborate with the Tupataha Reef as well, because I am a green warrior. Thank you.
Very well.
Thank you so much. Moving on, we will be having Miss Soprano Española.
Okay, now we're down to our last two. Please speak your question and hand it to Norman.
Alright, this is your question. Which do you think has the most beneficial contributions to society? Artists, scientists, or politicians? Again, which do you think has the most beneficial contributions to society? Artists, scientists, or politicians?
Thank you so much for your question. For me, the most important contributors in society nowadays is our scientists. As a biological science teacher by profession, I'd like to inform you that at this time of pandemic, our scientists are making their way to get the vaccine and the aid for this COVID-19. And by that, we all have new normal where we can do our old activities back in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Soprano Española.
All right, and now we're down to our last finalist for tonight.
Miss San Vicente.
If you're ready, please speak your question. And she already knows that she's gonna hand it to me. All right, so I assume you're prepared. Your question is, distribution of so-called ayuda in the country is believed to be a ground for corruption. How can we improve its mechanism? Distribution of ayuda in the country is believed to be a ground for corruption. How can we improve its mechanics or mechanism?
Thank you so much for the wonderful question. As we have the pandemic last December, so I think that giving ayuda is not a kind of corruption, yet it's a kind of help from the government. Though the government is doing their best for our community or in our world, so I think giving ayuda is not a kind of corruption. Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, our top 5. And why don't we give them a big round of applause, please?